If a wandering trader goes through a nether or end portal while holding a bucket of milk or potion of invisibility, it will cling onto it forever. You can make a bell point of interest without a bell being present. It's possible to make a 10 times box loader by using TNT minecarts to destroy the shulker through the corner of the dispensers and then placing rails on top of the dispensers to prevent them from breaking. An instant computer is slower than a normal computer after you factor in the lag caused by pistons. Bone milling a 5x5 platform of warped nylium will initially produce more fungus for the first 2 bone mills than Crimson, but for 3 or more bone mills of the platform, Crimson will generate more fungus as there are less undesired foliage blocks to obstruct fungus growth. Damaging a raid captain with player caused damage and then killing it with non-player damage will give the voluntary exile advancement, but not bad omen. Thanks to an inside joke, getting a falling nether portal is called
Minecraft concept shitposting.
Rabbits can eat the top growth stage off of carrots. Even though turtles have a 100% chance of dropping a bowl when struck by lightning, as the lightning's damage lasts for around half a second, the bowl item entity also gets killed by the lightning in a majority of cases, making bowl farms terribly inefficient without hopper minecart collection. This 3x3x3 seamless cube piston door designed by Smokescream and released on the 29th of December 2022 may and may not be the first of its kind. Parrot mob spawner blocks can spawn parrots above air but not above cave air or void air. Certain versions of Lithium have broken this specific 1 game tick updater circuit. Zombies and skeletons have slightly better armor during a full moon, which is something you should consider when AFKing at your mob-based armor farm. You can make a really simple netherite type item sorter using lava. Crimson Huge Fungi produces slightly more bone meal per fungus than warped due to weeping vine generation not overlapping with warp block generation. When you place a note block in a position it would have been powered in, it will not set itself to powered and will instead be budded. Big Oak generation is Y-level locational in 1.18+. A lit observer, lightning rod or target block doesn't give out block or shape updates when they finish moving. Blocks with 0 blast resistance don't actually have no effect on the power of TNT, and instead attenuate the blast power by up to 0.27 per block. With Threadstone, you can actually craft sponges using block state corruption by combining the binary IDs of various blocks together. One of the recipes for a sponge is an oak leaf replacing a source block of water. You can place a lily pad on ice. The very first public release of Carpet Mod was on the 10th of July 2016.
Hi guys.
Using a specific trapdoor trick, you can keep a detector rail on permanently. The average time it takes for nylium and grass blocks to decay is 68.26 seconds. In a multiple TNT dupe unit, you can replace some of the TNT with a note block and the rest of the TNT will still duplicate. You can get a full end portal in the end fountain by update suppressing it during generation. The CPU that ran Minecraft in Minecraft operates at 1 Hz. When flicking through pages in a lectern, the lectern soft powers blocks in every direction except for the block below it where it hard powers it instead. There is an extremely small chance that a nether tree farm can clog if an opposite fungus grows on top of the nylium when a nylium replenishing system receives a false positive and misfires. Hopper carts at 000 will suck items every 4 game ticks instead of every 1 game tick. In minecarts, max speed is 8 blocks per second. At any high speeds, they begin to derail. Minecraft computers are generally slower than real-life computers. The random ticking portion of your world can be any one of 776 distinct shapes depending on where you're standing within your current chunk. You can technically obtain milk buckets by using wandering traders and not cows, allowing you to make a vegan-friendly milk farm. Shulker boxes are conductive when closed, but not when they are open. However, they don't send out block updates, so the game doesn't really know. If you place a non-full block with an open air block above inside the spawning range, it disables Iron Golem spawning for that XZ column entirely. The first fully diagonal CPU was released on the 5th of January 2014 by the Wild Jarvie.
Literally, instead of using a clock, the CPU is its own clock.
If you keep bone milling a 5x5 platform of Crimson Nylium forever, the number of fungus generated will approach 2.75 on average. When a donkey with a curse of vanishing item in the chest dies, the item will not drop. Falling sand velocity is multiplied by 0.7 minus 0.5, 0.7, just as the falling sand entity converts to a sand block. Shulkers can be pushed by pistons, but can't be pushed into another shulker. The underside of a scaffolding block has the same spawning hitbox as a trapdoor, so you can stack scaffolding on every second block to make a super dense creeper farm layout. But this is useless, as in 1.19.3 they removed mobs' ability to spawn on top of scaffolding. Experience orbs can briefly follow players in spectator mode under the right circumstances. The rarest layer value set for the hat of a nether tree is 3333 2222 222 121, with a 0.021% chance of generating per fungus. For some currently unknown reason, moving blocks outside of a wither can still be broken by the wither if the push direction is just right, although this happens very rarely. If you have an explosion and an entity exactly this many blocks horizontally apart in one axis with one of them at 0, 0, the entity will be given the highest possible velocity an explosion can give, 1.225 blocks per tick. 2x2 spruce leaf generation is different based on the height of the saplings. And lastly, despite being able to wield a fishing rod, a drowned has never caught a fish before. Oh, and how could I forget? This isn't how you use a player cannon in survival mode.